So I'm told that some areas in Canada are currently under extreme cold warning, so I don't envy my guest now. So a few years ago, she was listed as one of the top 100 accomplished black Canadian women. Her name is Valerie Steele, and she's a community activist, and she joins us now from Canada. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to Smile Jamaica. It's morning time. How are you?
Oh, I am well, sir. I am cold, but I am well. Thank
Well, I hope you're not too cold. Now, I don't know if you still hold all of these positions, but President, Jamaica Diaspora Canada Foundation, President, Jamaica Canadian Association, Vice President, responsible for social programs, Vice President, Black Action Defense Committee Incorporated, Chair Community Liaison Police Committee, and I could go on. When do you sleep, ma'am?
That's the problem. That's the problem. I dabble in all these sorts of stuff, and most of the time, I am dragged into it
Oh,
because I am this typical Jamaican that speaks my mind. And when you speak your mind, especially living in a place like this, you have to speak your mind, particularly when things are overwhelming you and they are literally believing that you should accept the unacceptable.
yeah.
And I think that's where my biggest strength is. I speak my mind and tell the story the way the stories ought to be told.
All right, let's go back to Jamaica. Bring me up to date. When did you leave us, and where did you go? Why did you leave us? Where are you from in Jamaica? Bring us up to date with all of that.
You know, there's no real sensational story around my arrival in Canada. I married a man who wanted to travel. He traveled and then he sponsored me here. So it's not that I was leaving Jamaica for a better life, because I believe that if I had stayed in Jamaica, I would have had an excellent life, because it is just the way I am. I am from the Ashbourne family in St. Mary, Jamaica. And we are people that have been successful wherever we go. It's just in our DNA.
Fantastic. Where did the volunteerism come from? Where did that come from?
My parents. When you are a country girl and boy, you realize that people share and people help each other all the time. And if there is a problem, you gather. And, you know, my grandmother used to say, two heads are better than one, even cocoa head. So you gather and you try to solve the problems. You try to see which angles you're going to approach it from. And I brought the same kind of behavior to Canada. And when I arrived here and realized that I was in a tremendously racist place, I decided that I was going to fight. And I have fought all these years, and people think you get tired of fighting, but the more you fight is the better you get at fighting. As a matter of fact, it's the better you get at anything you do if you spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah. Where in Canada are you, ma'am?
Sorry?
Where in Canada are you?
I am in the great city of Toronto.
Okay, so that what's going on in the nation's capital didn't affect you guys at all with the truckers and stuff, the anti-vaccine truckers. That didn't affect you guys, did it?
Yes, it has affected us, because right now, as we speak, our local legislative assembly is sort of boarded off, so truckers and other demonstrators can't get near it to have the kind of siege that they're having in Ottawa.
Okay.
Because I don't really believe that anybody thought that that would happen here.
Yeah.
Because of the way, you know, everybody thinks Canadian is so, you know, the United States is the ugly uncle and ugly auntie, and they didn't think that that is here. But the ugly uncles and aunties are in Canada, and they are alive and well, and they've always been here.
Yeah.
And that's why we fight.
Yeah. I said at the top that I wasn't certain what's current with all your volunteer activity. So where are you now with that? What are you involved in right now?
Well, in principle, at my age, I'm supposed to be in a rocking chair. But instead of that, I am the vice president of the Black Action Defense Committee. And that is an organization that is around 40 years old. And when I was a younger woman and had my wonderful job on a wonderful street, I couldn't participate overtly in something like that because that is sort of fighting against the police and injustice and fighting for human rights and all the other stuff. But now that I am happily retired, I can do whatever I want. And that's why I work with the Black Action Defense Committee, because we address things like police violence. We address injustices in the system, the policing system. I don't know if Jamaicans know that, but in the educational system here and the justice system here, they have done us great harm over decades. So we have had to have some brave people like me say, hey, you have to revisit this. Racial profiling, carding, where they just stop you and antagonize you just because of the color of your skin. Those are some of the things we have worked on in recent times. We have also been an active participant in the formulation of Bill 175, which is the newest Ontario legislation for the policing. We have something called the SIU and Special Investigative Unit, and that is a toothless tiger. And we were the ones in years gone by that made sure that we had an agency that supervised, looked at, ensured that things were done in a different way.
Okay.
So we have all kinds of stuff to do. This new conservative government we have, you know, they tend to lean more right, but as they lean right, we lean left and we come center when we have, so we rock and roll. And the only regret that I have is that I wasn't smart enough when I was younger to stay home in Jamaica and do the kind of fights. I never knew I would have grown up to be such a force to reckon with. But this place, at this time and any other time, is a place where you have to go to war from time to time.
All right. Don't know how often you travel to Jamaica, ma'am. Anyone you want to say hi to as we come to the end of the interview?
Yes, I would love to say hello to my family in Broadgate, St. Mary, and all the wonderful people from that little village that have made me who I am today. And my sister's name is Joy. She's a retired principal, and she stayed and looked after us near and far.
Great to see you, ma'am. I hope it's not too cold and the ice will go away, and I hope you'll just enjoy the rest of the year. Happy New Year. Great to see you, and God bless you and your family, ma'am. Take care.
God bless you. Good morning, Jamaica. Take care of yourselves.
Thank you, ma'am. One of 2016's top 100 accomplished Black Canadian women and community activist, Mrs. Valerie Steele. That's it for this week's Diaspora Check-In.